Welcome back to the program. Now, in this segment, we'll be speaking with current PNG couples and Lace City defender Alwin Komolong, where he tells us about PNG's preparations towards the Pacific Games and more. So let's get straight into that. Good night and welcome back to the show. With us here tonight, we have the PNG couples defender Alwin Komolong. Bro, thanks for coming on to the show tonight. We appreciate your time here.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. With your case, your injury yourself, you've been dealing with it for a couple of years now. How has it been, the road to recovery for you?
Yeah, it's been really challenging. You don't have the same support that you would have if I was, say, injured in Germany or overseas. But it's been interesting to see how the system is here and to see how we can improve it. That's why I've been a bit vocal on social media and in the media to really bring awareness to this issue where, the message is players at a high level, there's a lot of investment that goes into them to reach that level. And once they get injured, I think there is a certain duty of care by the federations in sports. It's not just football, but across the board to pay some attention to those athletes because they end up contributing to the success of their respective sports.
So by saying that, how well do you think the PNG Football Association supports players like yourself who are injured, like on the road to recovery?
Yeah, there's a lot that can be done. There should be more that should be done for players. I know a lot of players that have suffered injuries and they need support, but maybe they're not aware or not being supported enough to come out and really challenge it. There's a lot of pressure on them to perform and play, and people end up playing through things and getting even more injured. PNG Football, they did come help me a little bit at the beginning, but in terms of real support from injury up to return to action, that's where there's a big gap, and I think that's where more can be done. Yeah.
Okay. Lately on social media and also on the news, we've been seeing a lot of stories and news about PNG football being like unstable, and there's been some events of late where we saw the PNG under 23 men's side not making it to New Zealand in time, and also just yesterday the under 16 women's team have failed to attend the OFC championships, under 16 championships. So can you tell us a bit about like your view on that?
Yeah, it's just for me as a player, it's sad. It's sad to see youth miss out on such tournaments. I've been there myself as a youth player back, 10, 12 years ago, and I could remember the excitement and, the excitement of, making a team and the prospect of going and playing in another country against, people who are not from PNG. So it's sad for them, and it's just we're left asking ourselves when is this pattern going to change? I mean, it started off with the under 19s this time last year, where they went late, and then under 17s didn't go. We've had the under 23s also miss out a little, so to say, and now the under 16 women. So I think there's a lot that has to change in order for us to get back on track. But as players, that's my heart goes out to them. I just feel sorry that they won't be able to have that opportunity.
With that said, what do you think is the problem at the moment? And like this trend has been going on for some time.
I can't pin my finger on the problem. It's an administrative issue at this stage. They have to. That's why the new general secretaries come in to clean everything up and hopefully get us back on track. So far, he's come into 2 teams that have not gone, so that's on a downward trend. But all we can do is hope that they are taking the necessary steps behind the scenes to really effect change. And if that means removing people, bringing people in, that's something that they have to consider and should do, because it's for the betterment of the game. We all want what's best for the game, and that should be our priority at this stage.
So you mentioned a bit about yourself being a youth and going into these games, like playing in other countries. just your point of view in comparison in terms of administration and management
Yeah.
of things. Um, how have you seen it over the past decade?
Um, I think it's been different with different teams. I say from under 17s when I played, there was, we had good managers, we had good support. Over the years, I think up until, you know, when was it the last time we were in the World Cup qualifiers was in 2017. It was fairly well supported. I mean, there's still a lot more that could have been done, but I think ever since I've come back from Europe, it hasn't been too good from my perspective. It should be better. It should be more supported. And considering we have a lot of good players around, we have to find a way to really harness them and support them and keep them interested in football. Because as with players, when things don't happen, people tend to lose interest, and good players, we lose good players to other things or maybe even other sports. So, yeah, I think that there's a lot we've come down, but there's a big mountain to climb, and I'm sure if everyone comes together for the good of the game, then we can certainly reach it.
And finally, before I let you go, your remarks heading into the Pacific Games. How do you think Team PNG or our team couples should do in the Pacific Games?
Um, Look, we've proven that we've been successful, but again, it comes back to preparation and how much time and effort and resources we put into that. As I said, we've got a good core of players that are good campaigners. They've proven themselves on that stage, and I'm pretty sure that going into the games, we'd have a target on our heads, considering we won the Melanesian Cup last year. But again, you're going into tournaments. It's a clean slate. You have to prove yourself every game, each game that you play. It's hard work, and that's what we have to do in order to win these tournaments. It's about hard work and putting the effort in off the match day in the training field, and having the right people leading that charge to take us there. Yeah.
Okay. Apart from that, do you have any final remarks before I let you go?
Not really. I just, for the good of the game, we all want to see football progress. And yeah, also Mr. Dog, stop strong. Stop strong, man. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Alwin,
Yeah.
for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Alwin, and we wish you and the PNG couples all the best in your preparations heading to the Pacific Games.